If nobody else is going to do it, I'll do it. We're in all of these wars to secure and maintain an empire for the multinational corporations and banks. It's all about empire, and it's not about the American people except to further impoverish us because we pay for it all, and the money is being siphoned up to the banks, to the billionaires, so it's hard to separate them. But we must no longer have puppet dictators around the world that we support with our troops and send them arms, which when they get a little independent, we have to send our troops to fight against them, as we have against so many of our former puppet dictators like Saddam Hussein and Noriega and you name it. We have to have a constitutional foreign and military policy. If you take a look at this document, it doesn't say anything in here about using our armed forces to go around the world and prop up the financial interests of multinational corporations and banks. It's about protecting our people and our borders, period. And if that was our military mission, if that was our only military mission, we could bring our troops home from those 700 bases around the world. It's about occupation. And, I mean, why after 66 years are we still occupying Germany and Japan, for example? We've got to stop it. We've got to go back to being just another sovereign, independent member of the family of nations. And when we do that, there's money that we can use for crumbling roads and bridges and hospitals and schools and infrastructure. There's money we can use to take care of the elderly and the indigent. Slash Medicare, slash Medicaid. These are the things both of those stupid parties are talking about now, and they're not talking about the obvious, which is to stop being the hired guns of global runaway capitalism. This is exactly why we're in a lot of those countries. Take a look at the countries we've invaded, like Iraq, like Libya, and what you find with all of these countries, they happen to be the few countries in the world that are not part of the Rothschilds' banking cartel. They are independent of them. And the reason that the CIA is stirring it up is because, number one, Gaddafi is not part of the Rothschilds banking cartel, and number two, he nationalized the oil companies. Those are the two cardinal sins. The same things that got Mossadegh in trouble, the same things that got Saddam Hussein in trouble. All of it comes down to the same thing. You can predict who we're going to call part of the axis of evil and who is going to be one of the good guys. We haven't really been the good guys for a long time, and it's about time that the American people understood what the politicians and the banksters are doing to this country and the immorality that they're foisting on our country through its policies. And it's time that our brave young men and women in the armed forces understood that they are not on a humanitarian mission. They're not being the good guys. They're working for the bad guys. They're part of empire. The American people have to wake up and understand that things aren't going to be solved by just electing Republicans or just electing Democrats. Both parties are owned by the same powerful billionaires, the global elite, the banksters, the multinational corporations. And until the American people understand that, and understand that we have to change the system, that we have to get big money out of politics and once again have representatives in Congress that really represent us, not the big money interests that line their pockets. Until that, nothing really is going to get done. There's only a couple of people in Washington who understand this, people like Dennis Kucinich and Ron Paul. If I could get a fusion ticket of those two and say, screw the Republicans, screw the Democrats, we'd really have something, because those are a couple of people at the opposite ends of the political spectrum who understand, who want to follow the Constitution, who want to honor the truth, and who want to serve the people. That's what we need.